now, let's do one last match and see who's going to be advancing through this Leifeng Cup group. Again, it could become a tiebreaker. So actually, if there's a tiebreaker, I don't know if it gets played out now or later or what. I don't know how exactly it works. So maybe it actually does get played out now. And we can just cast that, and then it's something extra for us to cast to make it a bit longer. Not really 100% certain how it works though. So we'll just have to find out here as we set on up. So top left hand side of the map, we're going to be seeing our red Terran player. It is going to be GuMiho coming in to represent MVP. If he wins this series, it's a flawless group for him. And it would knock aLive, our blue Terran from Africa, down to the bottom right hand side out of the tournament. So that's what's going on right now. It's just going to be seeing this opening right here. See, a Reaper is currently on the way out from aLive. Going to see a factory starting to build up as well from GuMiho. Just sort of setting up into this in the early stages. I'm just going to be seeing a factory coming in from GuMiho as well. So factory coming in from GuMiho, depot to the side of the main base here, and the refinery is just on the way up and, well, just on the way up and building. I'm going to see this mule dropping down in the main base as well, so just setting up there, and we have a factory for aLive, so it's a little bit of a different opening from both. It's kind of interesting. Marine came out first from GuMiho, so you could get his faster factory down, and then he's going to go into a Reaper of his own. So it's interesting. It is obviously an expansion just from aLive here, so Reaper expand. Whereas GuMiho's really commit to the one base for a little while here. He's on double gas already. He's building a Hellion. Just going to go Reaper. Well, what's he gone? One Reaper, one Hellion, and he's building a tech lab on the rack. So just going to go nice, fast cloak banshees basically. So nice, fast opening here from GuMiho. We do see this Reaper. GuMiho is currently heading down the left-hand side and trying to get into position. Trying to see what sort of direction you can go in. Just going to be hopping up in a moment or two in towards the main base, and again just seeing what's up and seeing what's happening. So running on in here, we'll start to work his way through this SCV, and this SCV is going to be taking quite a lot of damage. So SCV just go down. See this Reaper of aLive is coming in as well, chasing that Reaper of GuMiho. Just trying to catch it here. We'll actually shut it down, which is a nice pick off early on to shut down a Reaper already, especially if your opponent's going to get aggressive potentially. Shutting down the Reaper early is nice. So GuMiho did lose to aLive yesterday in the Limo League, if I'm not mistaken, 2-0. So again, the possibility for this group to still be, kind of tied up and going to go into that tiebreaker is definitely there. So it is an interesting one, and it does require aLive to GuMiho. If GuMiho wins a single map, then he and Stats will advance through. But it depends. It can still kind of become stats to advance through in first place rather than in second place, depending on the overall score of the series. So there's lots to play for still for both players right now, it basically is what we're saying. As you see the Raven on the way up from aLive, getting ready to defend against this Cloak Banshee play, which is on the way in. So getting this set up already. Raven's going to be finishing up very shortly. We see a few Hellions currently being repaired up by these couple of SCVs. So SCVs just repairing up these couple of Hellions and seeing what they can get up to. This repair from aLive is we're moving through the center of the map now in a moment or two as well. So we're just setting up and seeing what's happening. Command center starts to come in from GuMiho, obviously a little bit later, and we'll be reliant on this Banshee to get some damage done to try and make up for that, as we're going to see an actually auto turret has to come down. So initial energy used on the Raven to try and push the Banshee away. Doesn't pick up a kill. He's just so late aLive on the Viking and the Cyclone. And so without the kind of ability to kind of without a Viking and a Cyclone in position already, he's just taken so much damage because there's actually nothing to fight against this Banshee. 9 workers killed, now he's going to pick up some Marines as well as he makes his way out. Viking comes in, so I mean, this Banshee is kind of destined to die, but so much damage done with the first Banshee. You see some Hellions moving across the map from aLive. They're not going to do enough though. GuMiho has Hellions of his own, he's got Marines, nice little pullback there, forcing the Hellions to come into the Marines. And there's a nice cleanup. But see this Banshee at the front, needs to just keep moving forwards and just go for it. I mean, trying to move away from the Viking, but just go down. Second Banshee not as effective as the first, but the first was effective enough for both Banshees as Hellions trade out with each other. But GuMiho, well, I feel as though, I don't know, I guess just because he has the Marines here still, this looks good for him. He actually has 9 Marines to do a tank up, and he has another Banshee on the way as well. Let's just start and head across the map. He starts the third base in location, very confident to do that, because he holds all the map control. He's the player with the Cloak Banshees. He's the player who's moving onto the map with his army. So putting up his own third base in location, on the spot, works out okay for him. He's going to be seeing a Cyclone well. He hooks onto a Marine there initially. You're going to have to see an auto turret or something coming down here. In fact, it might be worth pulling the Banshee to the front and just using the Banshee to attack as well. Although actually there's going to be a bunker and a tank up, so it's going to be defensive enough. Banshee coming in the left hand side, and it's spotted so early here by aLive, as he is going to come in, and he is going to lose the Cyclone. So Banshee carries out for a Cyclone. It's actually still a fairly decent trade. Cloak Banshee now from aLive going to go across the map, and this might be a bit awkward because GuMiho may not have anything for himself. So coming in here, this Banshee starts to do damage, and now there is a Raven up and there is a Cyclone, so he is going to come in, he is going to clean up and push it away with the Raven Cyclone. He should pick up the kill as well, right? So 3 workers killed. Work count staying very even. It's just the third base timing which is going to be GuMiho's advantage here. Having that finishing up in position already going to put him into a great position in comparison to his opponent. There's 2 extra racks already up though from aLive and 2 more on the way. Playing a very aggressive playstyle where he's going to really commit to units here for the early stages, more so than anything else. So that's pretty neat. And this could definitely pay off for him. There's just going to be seeing Stimpack on the way from both players, plus 1 attack on the way for both players as well. So just setting up into this, and you can see a couple of medevacs loading up with a couple of tanks and 8 marines. And you see GuMiho just starting to move forwards here with these medevacs, looking to see what's going on, what's happening. Raven is coming across with these little bit of a drop as well, so both players dropping. It's going to be a little bit of an interesting situation here, as we do see it's going to be GuMiho drops first. His tanks begin to siege. Immediately SCVs pulled in. aLive realizes what he has to do against this. Tanks target down a lot of those SCVs very quickly. Viking coming as well to help clean this out, and at the same time into the natural we go. Feels as though there's just a few more units here already though out of GuMiho to defend, but the Ravens are actually doing a good job from aLive. 22 workers lost from aLive, 16 for GuMiho. And as both armies are cleaned up, actually still a siege tank over here and 2 marines, so GuMiho doing a much better job because he still has stuff alive towards the end of this. And that's actually a pretty big deal at this point, as we're going to be seeing this siege tank trying to pick up a kill. Is maybe just going to get it, but doesn't quite. 27 workers lost by GuMiho, now actually to 22, so actually in the end, it is going to be aLive who comes out of that one ahead. 4 workers up, doubling the army supply, and aLive is going to take game 1 to begin pushing us towards a tiebreaker. If it's a tiebreaker, I don't know what happens in a 3-way tie where the head-to-head, you know, where it's just even map score between the players and everything. I have no idea what we do. So a little bit interesting as we see this Banshee continue to work its way through this Soldier command. And you see the Vikings coming in, starting to push this Banshee away. So Banshee's going to get pushed away, and it is going to be taken down here by the Vikings. And we've seen a tanks, marines, and this medevac as well from aLive, all coming in towards the upper left side. So all coming in up here, looking to see what's going on. This Hellion out of GuMiho going to be able to be picked up. Is going to be picked off there. So GuMiho, sorry, aLive's Hellion going to be picked off there by GuMiho. A couple of tanks going to load up in the center of the map and continue to push on forwards here. aLive and be looking to see what position he can himself into. He's going to push in towards that third base. I mean, he has got just so much more production with the 2 extra racks coming in so early, and that does help him out so much. GuMiho has a GG out. There's just no way he defends this. aLive takes game number 1, and he's won. Let's go in. Let's introduce our players. We have down a game to the top right hand side, our purple Terran player. It is going to be GuMiho. And to the bottom left, our red Terran player is going to be a Freakers aLive. Up 1 game. Just want to say that if you go and read the preview article of the Leifeng Cup that I wrote, that that I did predict this to maybe happen, that we might see a 3-way tie with GuMiho taking down Stats taking down aLive, and aLive taking down GuMiho. Just saying that it's a good preview. I think it's a good preview anyway, even if you guys don't. Do check it out though. I do want to do more website based content obviously, and it's something we're continuing to look into in the future. Just put more content up on the website and having stuff there, which just makes it kind of a real kind of StarCraft home for you guys to check out and so on. So just working on that. Cardboard StarCraft mod, if retired, make it happen. I'd love to see some competitive matches on Carbot mode. We should run a Carbot mode tournament. It's a $100 cup, like when it takes $100, but it's all on Carbot mode. It could be pretty good, you know. It could be pretty decent because it's just like normal StarCraft, right? You just have Carbot units instead. I think it could be pretty cool. Factory coming down here from GuMiho. We see the Reaper is on the way up from both players. So Reaper's just going to pop out and just going to start heading out onto the map here for GuMiho. Sit atop this ramp and wait and see what happens. Factory building from both. Both have expanded early as well, so we have a nice little slow-paced game to kind of kick us off into game 2 for the next few minutes at least. It's going to be fairly slow-paced, not much action to happen. Two Reapers now out. It's interesting coming here with 2 Reapers. I'm going to go for Hellion as well, so a little bit of Reaper Hellion play out of him. Going to build the Tech Lab as well for the Starport to jump onto. Pretty much the same build as last time. I did feel as though last time GuMiho put himself into a very good position. He did a lot of damage to that first Banshee, but then the Banshee of aLive did quite a lot as well. And it really just came down to that kind of drop that both players kind of committed to. And while it looked as though GuMiho's drop survived longer, aLive's drop actually continued to pick off workers on the top side, and he just killed more. And he just took a big advantage from that. And the fact that he was going kind of 5 racks as well really helps him. Well, it kind of works in 2 ways, because the free CC obviously helps GuMiho rebuild worker count faster, but the 5 racks helps kind of aLive to clean up and then counterattack faster, which is probably harder to defend when you've already, you know, when you've both lost so much army and lost so many workers. So I just think aLive's setup was a lot stronger for sort of the position he was heading in towards. Now aLive right now is reactoring out Hellions, and he's going into a Raven of his own once again. And he's adding on a second factory, so we're going to be seeing mech out of aLive here on Frost. And we're still yet to see what exactly the choice will be from GuMiho, as he just sets up and is yet to really show us his sort of game plan for the mid game. Let's see this Banshee just moving out here from GuMiho, going to start moving down the bottom side of the map and then across, see what he's going to be able to get up to, of course. So Banshee heading down to the south side and just looking to see what's up, looking to see what's happening. Viking and a couple of Hellions on the way from aLive. So Viking and a couple of Hellions on the way from aLive, and just going to see this reactor coming up for GuMiho, and yeah, just setting up and seeing how this goes. 3 Hellions from aLive just down to the side here, and there's a gas going to be finishing up on the natural expansion. That's to be expected from the mech player. And look at this, double gas from GuMiho as well. Uh-oh, mech on mech. Alright, well, this could be a long one if we're on Frost and it's mech versus mech. Let me see GuMiho coming in, and initially with this Banshee, he's going to get a couple of kills, but not too many. There's 2, 3. Love SCV, TFK there as they were just repairing for a moment or 2. He's going to get 5 kills, which is still not bad for a Banshee. 5 kills. Obviously doesn't force any scans or anything, but has forced the commitment of a Raven, although when playing mech, that's kind of okay. Not going to be mech from GuMiho, misread by me. So the double gas is actually something you do need as well, if you are just going to reactor out Vikings while still continuing to afford tank production and stim production. So, bit of a misread by me, my bad. It is just going to be bio out of GuMiho. So, he's going to play bio, and the double gas just allows him to go into the Vikings early and create that air control, which is so important for him. A few more Hellions still coming up. A couple of medevacs going to pop out of that starport as well. A few more SCVs just got killed off here, guys. Sorry, I missed the Banshee, but a few more SCVs going down. GuMiho taking about 7 worker lead, but the question is he going to be able to hold on to this sort of Hellbat attack? He's going to have, well, a tank, a few Vikings, but he's not going to have a Raven, so actually that doesn't really help him out. He's got 2 Cyclones. They're currently, and actually his entire army's in the middle of the map, and he doesn't see this attack of his opponent, so he's completely out of position. GuMiho maybe senses something, starts to pull back a little bit. Scan of his opponent. This tank's out in the middle of nowhere. aLive! He's just going to push straight on in. This tank's going to go down so quickly. The units of GuMiho are going to start coming in right now as well. Moving up this ramp from kind of the back as he locks on momentarily, goes down the ramp so he loses vision. These Vikings are trained, but the point defense drone is keeping him alive for a little while longer. Aliens running in. The SCVs are getting caught because of the tank blocking. GuMiho's just taking too much damage here. This attack has caught him completely off guard. He still has a couple of Cyclones and Hellion here, taking off reinforcements. 18 workers down. He is upper command center, but upper CC doesn't make up for 18 workers. Definitely not. He does clear out quite a lot, though. He does have an army to counterattack with Sim finishing as well, especially. Still will maintain the air control as well, because he keeps 2 Vikings alive, albeit on very low health. They can be repaired. So GuMiho is hurting, but he's not dead yet. And aLive, how does he try to clean this up? We've seen this tank coming in and just going to be sieging here. Very important compared to what we saw previously. It's always that Hellbat attack always seems so difficult to defend as a as the kind of bio player, because it hits so quick. It hits when, you know, especially if you go 3cc, it just hits when you're being a bit too greedy. It's almost guaranteed to do damage in a lot of ways. aLive ahead on economy, playing mech is always a great position to be in. He'll be fairly happy with this, I'm sure, at this point in time. As we continue to set up and just wait to see what's going to be happening next. How this is going to continue. A couple of depots just coming up at the front then, and as a couple of depots come up, we're just going to see these couple of cyclones. Naholeon as well, just moving through the center and take this lower watchtower, and let's continue to move forwards here. So, continue to move forwards, we're going to see this CV getting picked off. And another siege tank just coming in from aLive. Scan onto the natural expansion. And aLive just has a little bit of a look to see what's up there. Sees what's around. 51 workers to the 63. GuMiho's army supply is even. Obviously GuMiho not mining from his third base just yet. As we're going to be seeing these couple of Vikings coming back for him. So GuMiho never really took advantage of kind of anything in this game. Of the kind of army advantage he had, anything. It was hard to. He didn't have medevacs as cross spawns. Hard to just wander across the map and kind of start getting some damage done, you know. Let's see, this command center is going to be dropping down here. There's a few Marines running in, just going to be killing off a Hellion or so. So just picking off a Hellion. And the Hellion taking a little bit of damage. Marines turn around again. And GuMiho is going to be playing the defensive game. Just going to have to play the defensive game right now. And we just see a couple of mules dropping down. Just again going to start mining away on this mineral line. So mules just going to start mining away on the mineral line, and it's going to be seeing +1/+1 finishing up for GuMiho as well. It's +1/+1 finishes. And yeah, I mean +1/+1 finishes. 2 Vikings are building up, the Hellbats and tanks are building up. What's up over here? A few Hellions just running by, and 3 workers killed already. Going to get a few more as well. 5, 6. That's about it. Yeah. Well, 6 workers killed is... It's alright. I mean, the thing is, he's so far ahead anyways, that doesn't really matter if it's alright. It's, comes down to a lot more than that, so... You know, he's already kind of... You know, he keeps his opponent in a kind of tough position. So keeping his opponent in a tough position is exactly what aLive wants to do, is... He's just moving forwards aggressively, and we sort of mentioned this, an efficient mech army against an army which has just not had a chance to build up properly here. Vikings, tanks, Hellbats moving forwards. We see 1 tank getting taken down. We see Marines stimming in. Hellbat going to go down. Medevac goes down as well. Hellbats continue to push on forwards. Vikings in the sky continue to clean up as well. So Vikings in the sky continue to pick off. This is GuMiho going to win the air battle, but not the ground battle. As we're going to be seeing. This army still having a look to see what's going on. We're going to see the Cyclones just going to lock on, pick off a Medevac. You see this tank just going to relocate just a little bit up north. I'm just going to be seeing these SCVs to the side, and let's continue to step into this. Marauders continue with the way through some Hellbats. I mean, the thing is, aLive just slowly pushes his army forwards, and it's an army that just doesn't really lose in the position he's in. aLive's going to take the 2-0, and that's going to be about it. We're going to have a tiebreaker. I think it's a tiebreaker. I don't know how exactly it ends up going. aLive going to back up for a few moments. It's actually a little bit difficult to attack in when he's only got Hellbats and tanks and doesn't have air control, doesn't have any medevacs to drop forwards with. He's got some more units gathering together. I feel as though you could probably just move in to some extent at this point, but still just has to be a little bit careful. Doesn't want to throw this away when he knows he's at an advantage. Doesn't want to mess this up at all. A few Marauders, a few Marines just going in towards the center there, and we're going to see a few Hellions coming in from the right side as well. Going to get himself a few SCVs, so it's about 4. Going to go up to 5 now. It's 5 SCVs picked off. 2 upgrades are going to be finishing very soon. out of GuMiho. So going to be finishing the 2-2 upgrades, and let's continue to set up here. A couple of Liberators out the front from GuMiho as well. And there's the next push coming in. A few 4s mixed into this as well, just help out. There's a few tanks will probably siege, the rest will probably stay unsieged, as it just pushes a little bit further forwards. And well, what does GuMiho do to defend this? Well, he sort of has to engage at mid-map when it's unsieged completely, I think, but that's very difficult to do. So I'm not really sure what the best sort of approach for him is. I mean, the Vikings are kind of nice. I mean, I don't know, like, maybe, I was going to say something like maybe mass Liberators behind the Vikings, but even if that happens, there's the 4s, and that's what the 4s have been introduced for, to stop something like this. In fact, he already has Liberators up, so it's not a bad idea, but the 4s do just destroy these units so quickly. And that's the problem, although a few tanks siege up in range already, and actually the 4s taking a lot of damage as well. It's allowing GuMiho to hold on for now. The 4s do outrange the Liberators, and so that's the issue. Liberators are starting to fall. And so it was a nice idea, I like it. I mean, it's a good way for GuMiho, it's what I thought of. Obviously way later than GuMiho did, because GuMiho already had the Liberators out. And we've seen these tanks just sieged up here. A little bit of a drop going in towards the main base. A couple of Hellbats looking to get some damage done. Back over here, though, where the real action is at, we do just see aLive in a bit of a standoff. Slowly edging his way forward. We're going to be seeing Vikings and Liberators going forwards again. Trying to siege up, like, on top of the 4s. The 4s, I mean, if they stay in the kind of Liberation zones, they do take a lot of damage, but they do just outrange the Liberators, which is nice. I mean, actually, Liberator range would have been the game saver here, maybe, from GuMiho. I know that sounds ridiculous because it's a long upgrade to get, but it's unrealistic to get as well to some extent, but that's probably how you would still kind of fight against this at this point. As we're going to be seeing these CVs going to go back down. Tanks continue to fire. So many workers killed. GuMiho just doesn't have much. He still actually has a decent army supply. But how do you engage into this many tanks? Well, it's very difficult. 4's coming in again. He's going to engage in with the Liberators at the same time. Here we go. Vikings come 4s, get rid of the Liberators of his opponent. GuMiho loses everything because tanks are pretty darn good when they have +2 attack against Bio running in on its own. That's GG. aLive takes it 2-0.